Good evening, and thank you. Thank you for taking time out of your vacation, guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you. This is a huge honor to be here. And how cool MLSP is, we've actually, I think, earned more than our vacation in the first 2 or 3 days of our vacation.
Right. We got four signups while we're on vacation.
Right. So that's the power of MLSP, guys.
Right on. Awesome. Well, I know you guys, we don't have too many couples in Miley System Pro that are at this level. So I love this because you've got like the feminine, the masculine energy, and I love bringing that because you guys, it's such a dynamic, dangerous. It's good stuff. So I'm pretty excited about what we're going to do here, not just tonight, but where we go from here.
Thank you so much, Brian. Excited, pumped. All right.
Right on. Well, coming out, guys. The floor is yours. I don't know if you had planned on it, but don't just jump into training. Please, a little bit of your story if you hadn't planned on that, so we can.
Right. Well, we made a PowerPoint.
Okay. Awesome. Cool.
It'll make sense as you see what we've done in past lives. We're very organized.
Okay. I'm clicking the green button here.
Very green, very analytical and organized. Guys, pen and paper tonight. Take notes. This is going to be, I'm telling you, if you're looking for traffic, like I said, low tech, zero ad spend, this will help you get some exposure to any of your websites. So definitely stay on to the end and enjoy the value here.
Right. Excellent. All right. So once again, my name is Todd Getz. With me, as always, is my lovely wife, Leah Ray Getz. And today we're going to show you a training that we call Twitter Traffic Machine. And if you've never heard of us, we, like Brian said, we're kind of new.
Right. It's okay if you haven't heard of us yet because we are kind of the new kids on the block. I'm a nurse. For a little background on us, I'm a nurse. Todd actually started his adult career life as a band teacher. And we really got involved in those careers looking for stability and job security. But it turns out we got neither. Todd's job was cut twice in 3 years. And as a young family looking to have kids, and that just wasn't going to work for us. And as a nurse on the floor, I worked my tail off, and I was really stuck with the whole seniority thing. And I couldn't, how good of a nurse I was didn't matter. I was always going to be at the end of the totem pole for quite a long time. And so we ended up switching career paths, and we went into the IT side of things, IT side of healthcare, and eventually became IT consultants. And for us, that was a big step. I mean, that was huge. We started really to make some good money, but we still had no time freedom. We were traveling all over the country and always in an airport, always flying around, and had no freedom. And really saw massive limitations when you think about having a family when you have no time freedom and you're flying everywhere. So the common thread for us is that we were always looking for a better way, looking for a way to secure a better future for ourselves and our children. So this is our why. This is our little guy. This is actually, he's only 6.5 months old here. This is why we do this. We only have one kid so far, but we want several. This is Edmund, our guy, and we are actually out on our pond. If you don't know much about us, we actually live out on 81 acres in rural Oklahoma. We don't actually do a whole lot with the land. We rent it, but this is our pond out there. We're kind of country folk, if you will. So, we've got chickens, we fish, we do all kinds of outdoorsy country folk kind
raised pigs this year?
Yeah, we raised pigs this year. That was a fun experiment days ago or something. That was here on vacation out in Marco Island, Southwest Florida. And that's, so he's 2.5 now. He's getting quite big. And this is why this industry rocks, guys. We've made up the cost of our vacation in the first couple of days, without having to really work during vacation. So this is a great industry, and we love it because now we have that time freedom that we've worked so hard for.
So, Brian had kind of mentioned a lot of this before, but, this is kind of where we are right now. Okay, we hit Members of the Month back in April of 2016. That was a huge honor for us. We became certified coaches with MLSP, and that's just an amazing experience for us, and we've been able to share a lot of our knowledge with our coaching clients. Just hit our L5 Honey Badger rank at the beginning of November here. I think November 3rd is when we actually got the email, and we're also now members of the Master Marketers team, the MMT, and that was like one of our, when we saw that there was such a thing in MLSP, we knew that that's where we wanted to be, right? We wanted to be on that team because we saw the other people there, and we knew that that's what we wanted to do. So this is just a huge honor for us, and we're so excited to be here. But that's not where we started. That's it was a long, well, not so long, 14 months, but it seemed really long. Yeah, it was painful. It was painful.
Yeah, when we got started, I kind of joined the industry on a whim in June of 2014 and just kind of played with it for fun, network marketing. But a few months after I got started, we really kind of, our eyes were open. We saw the value and the coolness of this industry as an out for us, for time freedom and a way to build a better future for our family. And so we buckled down and decided to build this as a serious business. However, it didn't grow. We worked really, really hard and could not turn a profit. And we, as people who are used to succeeding at things we put our mind to, it was devastating. It was rough. We really just utterly failed. We invested a ton of time and a ton of money into our network marketing industry, into our network marketing company, and couldn't get it off the ground.
Right, and I'm sure a lot of you can probably relate. I mean, you go to your company events and you sit there in the crowd and you see all the success stories come walking up on stage, telling you how much they're making, how long they've been in this, and okay, that's going to be me next time, right? I'm going to put the time in. I'm going to do exactly what I need to do. We did everything our upline told us to do. We went through all of our company training, and we committed. We made the decision to succeed, and then the next event rolls around, and there we are again, sitting in the audience.
Right.
And it just happened. I don't know how many times that happened. And I remember specifically at probably our last event that we ever went to for that MLM was, I just had this sick feeling like I didn't want to be there because we hadn't achieved the success that I thought we should have.
Yeah, it was rough. I mean, we're go-getters. We put our mind to something and used to going at it. And we did everything that they said. And we were spending 60 plus hours a week on our business and just couldn't get it going. And that is when we met the lovely Adam Chandler.
And I guess he's a pretty big deal around here. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, Adam, basically what happened is that, we were buying a bunch of training courses, and we finally bought one from Adam Chandler, his List Leverage 2.0. And when we went through that, we saw someone who had built his business the exact way that we wanted to build ours, right? He built it online. He was reaching thousands and even millions of people with his message. And, people were coming to him to join him, and he didn't have to chase anybody else around. And when we saw that, we knew that that's how we wanted to build our business. So we actually filled out the contact form, his application on his webpage. He called us up. We kind of talked to him, and we asked him if we could hire him as our coach. And he's like, yeah, I guess so. So that's where it all started, and that was the big turnaround point for us.
Right, and when we say we started from zero in August of last year when we joined, we were truly at zero. Like Adam, he actually felt he couldn't ethically charge us for our first coaching call because he spent the entire time defining basic sales and marketing concepts to us. It was like less than zero.
Right.
We had no idea.
Yeah, I mean, he told us to join MLSP, and I'm like, okay, we'll join MLSP. We had no idea really what it was.
No idea. I mean, we had never blogged before. We had no presence on Instagram or Twitter, YouTube, nothing. We didn't understand attraction marketing, anything about sales or a sales funnel. Look, we were at zero, guys, zero.
Right. So when we started with MLSP, there's, Adam had to explain a lot to us, but what he first got us going with was actually Facebook ads. That's one of the things that you can scale up is almost as big as you want, depending on your budget. And it was kind of the big thing at the time. So we decided that that's what we were going to do. And so we spent the first 2 or 3 weeks in MLSP just, setting up our fan page, learning going through the Facebook training in MLSP, creating our ad images, finding the right offer in the back office to put behind the capture page. And I think it was early September, we finally turned our ads on, and it was more than 2 days, and my account gets shut down. And it was just, and for anybody who's had this happen, that is game over. I mean, once your ad account gets shut down, and there's no getting it back. I mean, technically, you can kind of get it back, but you need a new credit card, you need a new email address, you need a new profile. I mean, it's just, it is a long process to be able to run ads again. So we kind of called Adam in a big panic and just kind of, I don't know, it was like the world was ending. And he's like, hey, guys, chill out. There's still other things you can do, right? So he got us going with blogging and Instagram. And Instagram is actually what took us to L1.
Right.
And,
so shout out to April Marie Tucker.
yeah, definitely big shout out to April Marie Tucker, because that training that got us all the way to L1. Took us 5 months to get there, but we got there. But we are also, blogging 3 times a week, and our blog posts are high quality blog posts. They were 1,000 words or more, SEO optimized and everything, but they just weren't ranking, right? And we weren't getting any leads because we were getting no traffic. Okay, and so we kind of realized that was kind of the point where everything was breaking apart. Is that it didn't matter how great of content we had if we didn't have traffic, it didn't matter.
Or how much of it.
Right. So traffic is the key. Without traffic, your sales funnel kind of bottlenecks at the top. And so this is this is a way to visualize it. Okay. So on the left-hand side here, you see that you have traffic that comes in, and from your traffic, you get leads. From your leads, you get prospects. From prospects, you get sales and signups, right? But if you're not getting the traffic, what you have is what you see on the right-hand side. It all just bottlenecks at the top. And if you don't have the traffic, none of the other things are going to come. So some other ways that you can get traffic is one, search engine optimization. Like I kind of mentioned before, we had SEO optimize all of our blog posts, but nothing was ranking. And the reason for that is, we found out kind of the hard way that, ranking things on page 1 of Google is hard. And if you really want to do that, you have to go all in. It's either do or do not. There is no try. And even if you do go all in, there's only 10 people who are going to rank at the top of the Google search, right? Because that's how many people, that's how many spots there are. So another option is to share in Facebook groups. And this is still something that we do to get some traffic. But the thing is, Facebook doesn't like it when you share too much. And and that's exactly what happened to me is they put me in jail. Okay, it's effective, it's time consuming, and it can get you put in jail. And you can see the screenshot here. I got put in Facebook jail. I am in Facebook jail until November 23rd at 6 p.m. So I cannot post in groups or make comments or anything until then.
Our journey with MLSP, it really, when we found our Twitter strategy, it kind of started with Adam Chandler back in January. It was actually at his Mile High Mastermind. That was the first live event that we went to in this industry. One common theme for us is that we keep investing in ourselves and going to live events. And this was the first one we went to, and it was awesome. We learned a ton while we were there, and not only from the sessions, but all of the hanging out with the leaders afterwards.
Right. That's where you get the really valuable tips. You go to one of these masterminds, it's kind of like a small intimate group, and just having one of those leaders there and being able to pick their brains and show them what you're working on and get their input on it, that's what helped us so much.
So from that, at that webinar or at that mastermind, Adam actually taught us, the foundational stuff. And several of you may have gone through Adam's training as well on how to utilize Twitter. And so that got us started. Okay, but then we actually integrated some other things from other leaders that we were following and learning from. So Mark Malone, Matt and April Finley, Mark Harbord, and use that to kind of create our own methodology and blend it all together and build upon that.
Yep, and that's what we call our Twitter traffic machine. Now, there's 2 ways of growing into a giant in this industry. One is to just grow into a giant yourself. The other is to find the giant in the industry and climb on top of their shoulders. And that's exactly what we've done here. We've taken the strategy that Adam showed us. We've integrated some things from other leaders and stood on the shoulders of giants. Sir Isaac Newton is the one who's famous for this quote. He's the one who invented calculus. And he says that if I have seen any further, it's because I have stood on the shoulders of giants. Okay, and that's what you need to do in this industry. You want to make it to the top quick. You need to find some giants and stand on their shoulders. Figure out what they're doing, make it your own, and then improve upon it. Right? If we had just taken Adam's strategy and never grown it, we would have done okay, but we wouldn't be where we are right now. Okay, it would have taken us quite a bit longer to get here. And the other thing is that you need to start thinking like a leader as well. Okay, we're going to give you our entire strategy here. This is definitely going to go over the hour that we have scheduled. But the thing is, you need to take what we're giving you, implement it, have some success with it, and then improve upon it. Okay, that's what a leader does. Amateurs in this business want everything figured out for them. Okay, they sit there and they say, just tell me what to do, tell me what buttons to push, and I'll do it. Okay, and that's okay. That's okay if you do that for a while, but at some point you need to grow into that leader. Okay, you need to be the person who says, okay, this is great, but now I'm going to figure something out for myself. Okay, leaders and professionals in this business figure things out. They're the ones who do the hard work and figure something out new and then teach it to others. Okay, so that's what you need to do with this after you learn it. So here's some of our results. Okay, you can see our blog traffic. Like I said, we started our blog in September of 2015, and we had like nothing going on. The next 3 months, we had about 1,000 page visits each of those months, and then January is where we really started to use this strategy that Adam taught us. Okay, it was actually at the very end of January, and there's where you see our traffic doubled. And then as we implemented this and grew upon it, you can see by March we have almost 6,000 page views. Excuse me, almost 6,000 page views. Almost all of that is from Twitter. YouTube, okay, this is another one. We after going through some training from Mark Harbert, we kind of integrated what he was teaching us into our Twitter strategy and used that to drive traffic to our YouTube channel. And so we started this at the very beginning of May. And so you can see before that, in April, we just have a flat line of subscribers. We have one little blip there. But once May hits, you can see it just goes crazy because we have all these subscribers coming in. We had, I think, a little over 100 subscribers a month since we started doing this.
All right, now this strategy, guys, now we do a lot of other stuff, but Twitter is really the backbone that pulls it all together and makes everything else successful. So that's really how we've been able to dominate the leaderboards for the last several months. I think we took this screenshot yesterday, but this is the backbone strategy that allows us to succeed in all the other strategies that we're using.
And that we are going to go through a lot in this training. We're going to kind of show you a lot of the tools that we use and some of the other things that we've implemented. And you don't worry about having to write anything down because we put the links for everything on our webpage at toddandleahray.com/Twitter. Okay, so if you go to this webpage, you're going to find everything that we talked about here. There's actually some very special downloads that you're going to get that we actually programmed ourselves that are going to be super cool, super ninja. So be sure to go there. The other thing that we need to put on as a disclaimer is that we are giving you our entire strategy here. Okay, this is a 6-figure earner strategy, and we are holding nothing back. And we want to give everybody something to chew on. Okay, so we're going to start at the very beginning. So some of the more advanced people who have been on Twitter for a while, some of the beginning stuff might be a little boring for you, but we're going to get into some very advanced stuff later on. And some of the beginner people who maybe aren't doing Twitter yet, you might get lost. Okay, but don't worry about it because just take some notes, and there's always going to be the replay in your back office as well.
Exactly.
All right. Okay. Let's do the screen share. Here. Yep. Here.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So this is just starting with the very basics, guys. This is our Twitter profile. Okay. Now I'm going to walk you through the different points here that I always have all of our new coaching clients who's starting on Twitter or our new members. All right. See, we've got a beautiful professional looking banner. Okay. Guess what? That banner matches across all of our social media platforms, Twitter, YouTube, our blog, Facebook fan page, everything. Okay, you don't have to create this on your own. You can get something pretty cheap from Fiverr, but have a professional looking banner and a professional looking profile picture so that people know who you are and are going to find you across all your different platforms.
Right, and the other thing is that you want to look legit, right? If you're telling people that you're a professional marketer, you teach network marketers how to generate leads and be top earners or whatever it is, and you have a crummy looking background banner, that's kind of like that rusty van down by the river that has a spray painted on it that says free candy. It doesn't look legit. Okay, so get a free, get a professional banner made. It's not really that expensive, and it adds a whole lot more to your authority and credibility. Exactly.
All right, now your bio is some great, the text of your bio here, this is some great real estate. All right, so you want to tell people why they should be following you. All right, give them a quick snapshot of what kind of content, what you're going to provide for them. Also having a link to a lead magnet is great as well. So you can actually grab, actually start generating some leads just off your bio.
Right. And what you want to do here is tell people why they want to click on that link. Okay?
Exactly.
Tell them a little bit about yourself, why they want to follow you, and why they should click on this link. And the other important thing here is notice that we're using a bit.ly link. Not only does it shorten your link, but it also tracks how many clicks you're getting. And this is really important. One of the reasons that, that we generate so many leads and we get so much traffic here is because we know what is working. And the only way to know what is working is by using the tracking links to figure out how many clicks you're getting. Okay. If we had put this here and not use a tracking link, we wouldn't know how many people are actually clicking on it. If you go into your Twitter analytics, it tells you how many profile visits you have, how many people visit your profile. Now, knowing that and then putting this tracking link in here, we know that, a certain percentage of people are going to click on that link out of so many profile visits. And so we can kind of track that, depending on how many, let's say we get 10,000 profile visits one month and the tracking link is only getting, like 200 clicks out of that. If we change up our bio a little bit and try a different message, and then the next month we get 10,000 profile visits again, and this time we get 500 clicks, well, we know that that's a better message to use. All right, so you're always testing these things out, trying to figure out what message is going to get more clicks, and that's your traffic. Okay, and that's the type of split testing that's going to be the difference here between 1 or 2 leads a day versus 10, 15 leads per day. Okay, is by always split testing that sort of thing, figure out what people are clicking on and why they're clicking on it. Okay, so use these tracking links. You need to use these. Excuse me. This one here, we know that we've gotten thousands of clicks on this over the past 6 months that we've used it. Okay, and the only way we know that is because we have a tracking link.
Exactly. So if you can have a lead magnet in the text of your bio, that's great. And then in the website, this should actually be your blog. This should be your main website that you want to bring people to.
Oh, and let's click on that and show them what we're actually talking, not that, but there. So what we mean by a lead magnet, what we're actually talking about is a capture page that goes to a lead magnet. So what we're doing is we're sending people somewhere and offering them some free training, their name, their email, and their phone number. Okay, this is how people become leads for us. Right. So this is a very important piece of your automation. Okay, this is how we get 10, 15 leads per day minimum on automation. Okay, we generate actually up to 30 plus leads per day with this sort of thing.
Right, and this is actually done through MLSP and so anyone who's a member can create their own custom one like this, or just all of our newbies. We always start them out just using the system campaigns. That's what we started with.
Right. Close up. Okay, so content.
Okay, so content, this is awesome, guys, because you see, since we even opened this a few minutes, 30 minutes ago or whatever, more and more tweets going out. I think a lot of you are following us right now. But we've got a bunch of content tweeting all the time, all right? Well, we've obviously been on this webinar longer than the last 2 minutes, so we're not doing this manually, okay? Now, some people, when we talk to our new coaching clients or new members and talk about the different social media strategies, they'll say, well, I don't really like Twitter. Guess
Neither do we.
We don't like Twitter either. As for personal use, we'd never be on Twitter. It's just not our thing. But we can automate so much of it that we rarely log in. And it's done so much great things for our business that we love it from a business perspective. Okay, so I'm going to go in now and show you how do we get all of this tweeting action to go on, which is actually going to drive a ton of traffic to whatever site that you want. Okay, so we use a tool called Social Oomph. Okay, this is really cool. We actually got started with something called Tweet Jukebox way at the beginning. We ran into some issues with that, and I think Matt Finley actually introduced us to this tool. And I like it so much better. If you're already up and running with Tweet Jukebox, you can definitely stay with that. We're not saying you have to switch. If you're someone who's new, starting this fresh, I would highly suggest Social Oomph. It's a great tool because it's very, very flexible, especially if you're looking to do multiple Twitter accounts, which is a great way to scale up, guys. Social Oomph is awesome. Okay, and there's an affiliate program, which is also awesome because a lot of you are looking to build teams either within your affiliate systems or within your network marketing systems. And so you can refer people to use this tool and you can have another revenue stream coming in. So it just makes sense, right? So we really like it. The first thing when you jump in, or just the basic account that we have is the professional account. It is the paid account, but it is inexpensive. They actually inexpensive. They actually give you a discount after you sign up. And then plus you can get your tool paid for as you get commissions rolling in. All right, the first step is to actually connect your social media networks, okay? Now, it does some things for Facebook and Pinterest. We've never used those, but if you are paying for it, you might as well check it out if you got the time. We kind of just left it alone and only focused in on Twitter. And we only do the tweet rotations, okay? We don't actually do the follow back and direct messaging through Social Oomph. Todd's going to show you how we do that with a different tool. Okay, so we only use Social Oomph for our Twitter rotation, for rotating our tweets. Okay, so whenever you jump in here, you want to connect to your account. We want to click on this button here to connect to social media account. If you have Twitter already up and logged in from another tab on your browser, it's going to be super simple. Just ask for your permission and it's good to go. Okay, so very, very simple to connect. Now, I'm going to show you the actual important stuff. Okay, how does this really work? All right, this uses a system of queues. Okay, these queues are basically like baskets. If you're familiar with Tweet Jukebox, these would be like the jukeboxes. Okay, these are categories of content, of categories of tweets that you're going to be putting out. And what's cool is I don't think that there's actually any limits on how many queues you can have. You can have a ton. Okay, and it's super, super flexible. It's really cool. Okay, so I'm going to walk you through kind of what we've done with it and give you some ideas on the type of content. Okay, so blog posts. How do we drive a ton of traffic to our blog from Twitter? Right here. Every single blog post that you guys create should have a tweet for it, and it should be in rotation. And there's no reason why you can't have multiple tweets for one blog post, right? As long as it's a different tweet, the actual text of the tweet is different.
Preferably the image too.
Right, and the image, mix it up. But you can, if you're new and you've got 3 blog posts created, you could easily have, 6 or 9 different tweets all directing back to those 3 blog posts. Okay, so you can drive a ton of traffic just to your blog through these rotations. Capture pages. These are things where we're offering them something of value in exchange for their contact information. This is where we use our lead magnets like we showed you earlier. This is we try to follow an 80-20 rule or even less than 20%. So all the time we're providing value that speaks to our target audience. Okay, whoever our target audience is, we want to just pour value on them. Okay.
That's things like blog posts, inspirational quotes,
tips, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, basically things that they're not getting pitched on. Okay,
right.
You got to think of your Twitter feed as a TV channel. Okay, people tune into a TV channel to consume content. Okay, they don't turn into a TV channel to get ads. And so if all you're giving them is ads, well then people are going to change the channel. So that's why most of what we tweet out is actual content.
Okay, so we've got everything that we do is content, is value based. But about 20% or less of the time, we actually require them to give us their contact information to get that value, okay, through a lead magnet. So that's what we would put here in the capture pages. Image quotes, everyone loves image quotes, right? You can easily do them on, if you want to do it on your computer, canva.com, Canva rocks, super easy, simple to use. I'm not going to give you a tutorial of that because that would take too much time, but that's a great tool. A lot of people are using those sorts of things for Instagram already. So if you have been building up on Instagram, you've got images for Instagram, go ahead and use them here, right? They might not fit perfectly because they're sized for Instagram. You got something, right? You got something of value going out. And I've even heard of people going on Fiverr and hiring folks to resize their Instagram images for Twitter. So that could be an option as well. Okay.
Do we actually want to show them some of these in our Twitter?
Oh, yeah. So this would be, so here's a blog post right here. I think that's another blog post. Yep, that's just an image quote. Okay, that one's a blog post. Oh no, that's an MLSP resource. So I haven't gotten to that piece yet. All right. So MLSP resources. So if you are a member of MLSP, this is awesome because you don't actually have to wait till you create your own content to get this up and running. Okay, MLSP's got great resources for you. You can do blog posts from MLSP. You could do the system campaigns as lead magnets from MLSP. Heck, you can even do like the URLs for the Wake Up Morning podcast. Right. It's for the blog posts and the lead magnets and stuff, that person will then be cookied to you. So if they do explore and end up buying something or getting signed up, obviously that's cool because it's cookied to you, which is awesome. All right. YouTube, every single YouTube video that you do should be in your Twitter rotation. Tweet, preferably more, right? Because you're going to start off, you got to start somewhere. You're going to start with a handful of YouTube videos, right? Well, if you have 3 YouTube videos, you can have multiple tweets directing to those 3 YouTube videos. Okay, so this drives a ton of traffic. And how do you scale this up, right? You can actually scale this up by actually adding additional Twitter accounts. We have 3. And that's something that we learned from Matt and April Finley, is that we have our main account that we started with and that we flushed all of this out with, our Todd and Leah Ray account. We had it all set up and running. We wanted to scale it up, right? So then we actually added 2 individual accounts, one for Todd Getz and one for Leah Ray Getz. So now we've got 3 accounts sending out all of this content all of the time. Okay, all right. Now I'm going to show you how to create one of these queues. It's pretty simple. All right. Okay, so we're just going to name this YouTube. All right, so first put in a name. Okay, we want to publish at regular intervals. The smallest amount of time that you can do for an interval is actually 20 minutes. Now, I actually like to mix this up a little bit and do something like 23 minutes, right? Make this, look a little more random so it's not as perfect when people are looking at your timeline on your profile. All right, now this is cool, guys, because if you have multiple accounts, this one queue can send out to multiple accounts at the same time. All right, so you would just hit the one account. If you want to select more than one, you hit the control on your keyboard, select multiple accounts. Okay, make sure that you select this recycle updates. Okay, because we want these tweets to just keep cycling through. Add more and more over time, and they just keep recycling through. All right, now this is an important button right here, this checkbox. Okay, make sure that you hit this. This is something that we had to learn the hard way. All right, what this is telling Social Oomph to do is that when it sends out a tweet, if you have multiple accounts selected and you don't have this checked, it's going to send out the exact same tweet at the exact same time to all of those accounts. Twitter unhappy. You actually get in trouble for that, so don't do it. You'll get flagged for automation. By checking this box, it's actually telling Social Oomph that when every 23 minutes at the frequency we selected above, it's going to send to one of these accounts at random. Okay, so think about that when you're choosing your frequency, because if you have 3 accounts, right, and things are going out every 23 minutes and it's only hitting 1, that means every account is really going to be tweeted upon about every 69 minutes. Okay, and so you may want multiple queues as well. So we're going to show you how to do that, but this is pretty cool. All right, publishing on specific days. This is cool if you were to do maybe some tweets that are going to maybe promote the Wednesday night webinar for MLSP, right? So you could set this up just to go out on Wednesday afternoons, okay? You could do some different things. If it's general content, I say just set it to go all the time. It just makes sense, right? People are always online. People are all over the world, different time zones. Just have it running. Okay, you can do some seasonal stuff, all kinds of different things here, and you want to save. All right, so our queue has been saved. All right, now this is why this is so cool and flexible, guys, is now we've got we can just add a whole bunch of tweets already created from our YouTube one that we did ages ago. We can copy those all into YouTube too. Okay, where we don't have to manually add them or export them and import them or anything like that. I just hit this. Do you really want to do it? Yes. And then it runs it in the background. Okay, so this is really cool because now all 18 of these are going to be added into this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
And where this really say, I mean, if you have if you scroll up to the top there, Leah, and we have ones that 76 tweets, 92 and then the other. I mean, if you had another Twitter account that you wanted to duplicate these with, and you had to create another queue for it, and that's a ton of time you're saving.
Right, right. And I hate wasting stupid time. That's stupid time. And so this is cool because it makes sense to you that you shouldn't have to. And so this is real. You don't actually have to. So that's awesome. All right. So that's how you can actually easily create queues and manage them. And why you may want to do this is, so say we've got these 2 YouTube queues now, all right? Well, we can actually change this so that we could have, this queue to only go out to one account, right? To one of our accounts every 90 minutes, all right? And then I'm going to save. And then this other account, this other queue, we could actually go into these 2, and we could say every 46 minutes, right? So then everybody's hitting it about every 90 minutes, right? So that's how you can actually shorten your intervals between postings, queues, and limiting the number of accounts that you have in each queue. Okay. Sorry, that might sound a little complicated, but hopefully that made sense. Okay. All right. Now, how do you actually create the tweets? Now, you actually have to create content for this. And I warn folks, we have a lot of people that get started in either an MLSP or on our teams or in coaching, and we put this, send them to this first because it takes time to set up. But this is time very well spent, because if you spend a couple of days setting this up, it's going to work for you for months and months and years to come. Right. So it's worth that initial time investment. Right.
Like when's the last time you even touched this? Every time we create a blog post or
Right. So every time that you guys create a new blog post, this would be part of or a new video. This is part of your DMO, right? Whenever you create a new piece of content, is to add that content to your rotation.
Right. But it takes 2 minutes.
Right. Super simple. Okay. So you can create updates right here. Okay, so I don't actually have a file ready for us, but in general, you want images on Twitter because Twitter is very text heavy. Okay, and if there's a bunch of text on your screen, it gets a little overwhelming. People, their eye will be drawn to images. So whenever you can create an image, do it. Okay, so this is pretty simple. You would just grab an image, throw it in here, and then you'd create the text. Now I'm going to throw in our most recent YouTube video here. Okay, and it's about how to build a team in network marketing. Okay, so I'm just going to write it. Now I feel bad for Diane Hawkins. She's always saying how hard it is to type on pressure. Now I understand.
Come on, you got 2 words. Keep going. YouTube. Okay, this doesn't make sense.
Would you like to see?
Here we go. What would you do without me?
I know. Okay, so I'm going to paste in my link. All right, so, and I actually have a link shortener. It has a link shortener built in. So you click on that. It's going to shorten the link up, make it a little easier on the eye. Okay. Hashtags. Hashtags are your keywords, okay, that are going to allow your content to be seen throughout Twitter. Okay, so that's great. Couple hashtags. When you can add hashtags, it's good if you have characters left. Now for the character limit, we want to keep this at about 100. Okay, I know Twitter as a whole has a character limit of 140, but the images that you're adding are taking up character space, and I've really found that to stay away from any errors, you want to keep it right at about 100 or less on your characters. Just looking at this field right here. Okay, so I'm good. I'm at 89. We're good to go. Check, this is the checkbox I want. Don't schedule, just add this image and text to my queue reservoir. Okay, now here is where this is also awesome for flexibility, because in one fell swoop, I can add it to both because I just held the control button down on my keyboard to select multiple queues. Okay, so that's awesome. And then definitely want to hit this. When published, just recycle it. Send it back into the reservoir at the end of the queue. Okay, and save. Hopefully it'll let me without the image. Okay, this won't actually let me because I don't have the image selected, but go here.
Shorten links.
I don't need to. It's already shortened.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Don't schedule. All right. There we go. Okay. So it's been added to a reservoir, so it was that easy. So you basically, the bulk of your setup is going to be spent actually just creating these tweets, creating all the content that you want to be sent out. All right, that is social oomph. It's pretty simple, guys. It's just going to take some time to get your content created.
Right. So that's how you get your tweets out there. The second part is building the audience to actually see those tweets. Okay, and so you see we have 32.4 thousand followers that are seeing our tweets now. The way we do that, the way we build our audience and get this massive traffic, people seeing our tweets and our blog posts and everything else like that, is with a tool called Status Brew. Okay, and this is it right here. It's just statusbrew.com. It used to be called Unfollowers, and they changed their name, I don't know, several months ago. But this is what we do this is the tool that we use to build our audience. And also it's a tool that we use to generate leads with our direct messages that we send to people. And also we actually drive a lot of traffic to our YouTube channel as well to get subscribers. Okay, and I'm going to show you exactly how we do that. So the first thing you want to do is connect all of your accounts. Okay, and it's pretty much, it's pretty simple. You just click add a profile and then you log in with that account. Okay, that's all you have to do. So we have 3 of our Twitter accounts, and then we have an Instagram account here as well. So what this tool does, or the principle that it works on, is that it allows you to build your audience by following people in order to get a follow back. Okay, and if you don't know a lot about Twitter, it's kind of customary that when someone follows you on Twitter that you follow them back. Okay, so this is a really neat strategy to actually grow your Twitter following for free. Or actually, I mean, the cost of this, Status Brew is what, $10 a month? It's pretty cheap. For as many leads and as much traffic as we get for it, it is so worth it. So let me back up a second and show you what you want to do here. The first thing you want to do is think about your target audience. Okay, who would be the best? Who is your ideal customer? Okay, who is the ideal person that you would want to join you in your company or in your opportunity? And think about who they would be following on Twitter. Okay, so for us, that would be like Ray Higdon or Eric Worre, or they might be following the Herbalife account on Twitter. Okay, and so that's why we have down here our source accounts. And so think about those other accounts that your target audience would be following and add those as your sources. Okay, and once you have those added, all you do is you click choose profile. Okay, so the one that I'm going to build right now is our Todd and Leah Ray account. I'm going to choose that. And so what you'll see here is I'm looking at Ray Higdon's account, and I'm logged in as Todd and Leah Ray here. And what I'm seeing here is all the people that Ray is following that are following him back. Okay, that's mutual follow back. What I want to go to is I want to see all of Ray Higdon's followers. Okay, I want to see everyone who is following Ray Higdon. Okay, so I click right here. The other way to get that is to click this drop down and go to all followers here. Takes you to the exact same place. Okay, so now, like I said, in order to get followers myself, all I have to do is follow people, and a certain percentage of them are going to follow me back. Okay, so that's what I do here is I click follow, and what Status Brew will do is it will follow them, and then it'll change this button to unfollow if I want to unfollow them later. Now, the way we kind of automate this and make this a little faster is that, actually, take that back. Before I get to that point, you don't automatically want to follow every single person on this list. They're not exactly the best people to follow. Twitter lets you follow up to 1,000 people a day. And the thing is, if you want to generate the most traffic and leads and get the best targeted audience, you don't want to just blindly follow everybody. Okay, so you want to kind of look at these accounts and see, I'm going to unfollow this guy for a bit, see who would be actually an ideal candidate. And so some of the things that you want to look for, number one is that they have a profile picture. Okay, and so this guy actually has a decent looking profile picture. You want to see that they are somewhat active on Twitter. So, this guy has 6,500 tweets. That's good. He has somewhat of a bio. Okay, some of them don't even bother to fill out their bio. This is a good one, last active. Okay, if they haven't logged in months, there's no point in following them because they're not going to log in just to follow you back, right? Location is sometimes important. If they are in a country that your MLM doesn't even operate in, then it's probably not your target audience, right? Like this, Pakistan. If you have an MLM that doesn't operate in Pakistan, then there's probably not much point in following this guy. And then also, some of these are in foreign languages too. If I scroll down here, I'll probably come across a few. But if they speak a language that you don't even speak, that's probably someone else that's not going to be worth following, because you're not even going to be able to communicate with them if they do follow you back. Okay. So, I mean, this guy, I'll follow him again. Hopefully he doesn't get mad at me for this. Follow, unfollow, follow. Okay. So that one's good. This one doesn't have see, like this one, no profile picture, no tweets. Just doesn't look very active. So I'm probably going to skip on that one. Scroll down a little bit more. Okay, so this one, last active 4 hours ago, has a profile picture. Looks like just a normal guy. He tweets regularly. Okay, so I would go ahead and follow this guy. So that's kind of what you want to do, is just evaluate these people and figure out who is going to be the most likely to follow you back, that would be in your target market. Okay, so that's all we're doing here. So that's the basics of the following portion to grow your audience. Now you can imagine that if you try to do this for 1,000 people every day with each account, I mean, we have 3 accounts, that's 3,000 people. It's not exactly the most leveraged thing to do it this way. Okay, so what you can do is use your filters, okay, to kind of automatically weed out some of these people. And so that's what we always use, is we always use a filter. Okay, so the first thing that we do is we change our mode to fast follow mode. And as you apply these filters, you'll see them kind of show up here along this header. Okay, so that's one that we always use, is we always use fast follow mode. And what that does is that as soon as you follow somebody, it actually removes them from the list, and it puts the next person in the list right below your cursor. So if I click follow, boom, the next person pops up right underneath there. So I don't even have to move my mouse. I just click, and I'm following a bunch of people all at once. Okay, but I still have people in here that I don't want on this list, so I need to do some more filtering. The other thing that I look at here that I use as a filter always is the last tweeted. Okay, and this is something where if someone is not active on Twitter, I don't want it's not exactly someone that's going to be a good candidate for following me back. So I always set this to days. Okay, they have to have tweeted at least once within the last 15 days, otherwise they're going to get filtered out. Okay, so that'll give me people who are at least somewhat active on Twitter. And then it takes a little bit, it'll take a little while to sync here. So as the more of these filters that we apply, the more we are, zeroing in on our target audience. Okay, this is how you get super targeted audience. This is how you get super targeted leads and prospects. And that's how you're going to get the most bang for your buck. You do this. I mean, like I said, you can follow 1,000 people a day on Twitter. So imagine following 1,000 people a day, super targeted audience, and getting 10-20% of those to follow you back. You're gaining 100 to 200 people every day as followers on your Twitter account that are just super targeted, interested in what you're marketing, right? Okay, so that's the other one that I've set there. The next one is I go over to my demographic filters. So there are a few things that I select here. One is languages, because I only speak English, and I do not speak with an English accent, but I will take English accents. Okay,
so well, at least.
Yeah. Well. Okay. Exclude users in list. So if I've blocked someone, I don't want them to appear here. And also, if I have a pending follow request from them, I don't want them showing up on this list either. So I always select these two. And then the other one here that is really, really important is this one right here. Exclude previously followed. And the reason we want to do this is that if we have followed someone previously, and then they did not follow us back, and then we unfollowed them, we don't want them to appear on this list again. Okay, we don't want to keep following the same person over and over again, and then have them get angry at us, and then report us or block us or both, and then our account gets shut down. Okay, that's how you get unfriended, unfollowed, and blocked and reported, and it's not good. So always click this, exclude previously followed. Okay, and so that gives us a pretty good list here of people. I mean, look, these are all looking good, like good candidates here. Okay, so what I want to do is, now that I've put all these filters in here, is I want to save my filter. Okay, I'm just going to call it MLSP demo. Okay. So I'll save that filter. Now, anytime I want to apply the same set of filters to my source account, all I have to do is go right here into my saved filters. And I've actually done this before. So I'll just click MLSP demo. Okay. Yeah, either way. So this is all it is. And then all I have to do is just click follow, 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 just like that. Okay. Now, here's where you're going to get something super ninja because you can imagine still, having to click your mouse button 1,000 times with 3 accounts, that's 3,000 times. I did find a way to automate this, okay, partially. And it's with a program called, whoops, where's my desktop? Oh, okay, hold on. There we go. All right. So I do have what they call a macro. Okay, I programmed a macro with a program called Auto Hotkey. And again, you can go to our website, toddandleahray.com/Twitter, and you can download this exact same macro to do this. But here's all I'm going to do. I have it on my desktop here. All I do is I double click it, and you'll see it pops up right here on my tray. And now it's enabled. And so what I've programmed this to do, I have to do is hold down my control key on my keyboard and then my left mouse button. Hold those down at the same time. And look at that. It automatically goes for me.
Okay, as he's doing this, guys, now you can imagine how we're super dedicated. That's how we've been able to do this in such a short amount of time. Guess what our date nights included? Sitting on the couch for Netflix, and we both had computers in our lap using these macros to follow, to grow our Twitter accounts.
Right. This is, it just made it so much easier. When you're following people, Twitter or Status Brew will allow you, you got to look at your counter up here in the upper right-hand corner. So as you follow people, it'll let you follow up to 120 at one time. 20, it makes you take a break for about a minute or two. Okay. So after you hit 120 up here in your counter, just stop for a minute or two, and then you can do the same thing again.
Right.
Hold down,
30 seconds to a minute.
30 seconds to a minute, and just go again. It may stop me here. It may give me an error. Okay, it's going to let me keep going. This is whoops, there it was, right there. Okay, so after you hit, 120 people that you followed in a short amount of time, it's going to, it's going to stop you. You just have to take a little bit of a break, 30 to 60 seconds, and then start over again.
And what's cool, guys, if you're doing 3 accounts, you could have 3 tabs open across the top of your screen.
Right.
When you get that warning, you say, okay, you move over to your next tab, and you follow 120 on your next account.
Yep, exactly. Just one right after the other. And by the time you finish up with the 3rd account, you go back to your 1st account, and it's ready to go again. Just follow another 120. Do that all the way up to 1,000 people with each account. And that is, that's 3,000 people that you followed. It takes, less than half an hour. That's how we get our traffic. That's how we've built, over 32,000 followers on Twitter over the past, since January that we started doing this. Super ninja. Go ahead. Now here's the other thing, that this auto hotkey only works for Windows. Okay. So I do have another option. Let me close this. I do have another option for you if you are a Mac user. Okay. I'm not going to leave you behind here. If you, let's see, we have a special mouse that we use. It's a gaming mouse. We used to do a lot of, we used to do a lot of online gaming in our younger years. And so we have these special gaming mouses. They come with free software that actually let you, same thing. We have let's see, we go to toddandleahray.com/Twitter. We have the link for the mouse that we use on our webpage. Must be a bunch of people on this because this is loading really slow. Hope you guys don't crash our site here. Okay, anyhow, there's a link for it at the very bottom. It's a Razor Death Adder is what it's called. But it comes with a free software called Razor Synapse. Okay, right here. And I'll show you how I program this. So basically what it does is it has 2 extra side keys for your thumb. Okay, and so to create a macro for this, it's super simple. Okay, just go over here to macros, and what you're going to do is click the plus sign here to add a new macro, and then you're going to give it a name, and I'll call it, macro name right down here. Fast
That's
follow.
really tiny. People can't see that at all.
Yeah, I know, and it's as big as it gets, so you're going to have to live with it. So just go fast follow, and this is just what I'm calling it, fast follow MLSP, and then I click record. Okay, and all I'm going to do is click my mouse once and then stop it. Okay, so what you'll see here is left button down, then it's a little bit of a delay, then left button up. Okay, and so all I'm going to do is I'm going to edit this delay. Let's see, how do I do this? Can I edit? Oh yeah, okay. So this is really hard to see, and I'm sorry, but click the edit button here, and I'm going to change this to 0.05 seconds delay between my left button down and left button up, and then I'm going to add a delay. Let's see, can I add a delay? Insert. Whoops. Delay after. I'm going to insert a delay after, and I'm going to change this to 0.1 seconds, so 1/10 of a second. Insert. Okay. So what that does is it'll automatically click the left mouse button down, wait 0.05 seconds, then it'll let the left mouse button up, and then it'll wait. Okay. So now that I have programmed that, what I'm going to do is go over to my mouse settings here, and I'm going to take one of my thumb buttons here, and I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to choose that macro that I just, wait, hold on. I'm going to change this to macro right here. And then, okay, I'm just going to add the one that I just created, fast follow MLSP. And then here's the important part, playback option, okay? Change this to, let's see, play while assigned key is pressed. Okay, so it's going to continuously play this macro as long as you have your key pressed down. Click save. And so it is, it's assigned to this mouse button here. And so all you have to do is, as long as you have this program open, it's going to do the exact same thing that auto hotkey did for you. Okay, I'm just going to hold it down, and it's going to fast follow for me. It's doing the exact same thing.
Right, and the delays are important, otherwise it'll error out.
Right. Yeah. If you go too fast, it's going to error out a little bit. And this is a good amount of time that I've kind of figured into this is, the 0.1 seconds in between each rotation. So I know that's a little bit complicated. Again, like I said, I'm trying to give everybody a little bit of something to chew on here. So this is, if you're a little bit more advanced and you're willing to do this, super ninja guys. This has saved us so much time with 3 accounts. Okay. So this is so cool.
So you don't need the mouse if you have Windows, but if you don't have Windows, this is a way to go.
So yeah, so for all you Mac users, this is the best I could figure out for you. Okay. So, all right. Okay, going on. So that's how you follow people. Now you can imagine that there are a certain percentage of people that are not going to follow you back. Now what happens is that Twitter will let you follow up to 5,000 people before it starts putting limits on you. 5,000 people will only allow you to follow 10% above the number of people who are following you. Okay, so what that means is if you have 5,000 followers, Twitter will only let you follow 10% above that, which is 5,500. Okay, so what will happen is with a brand new account is that you'll follow 1,000 people day 1, 1,000 people day 2, all the way up to day 5. When you follow 5,000 people, you might have, say, 2,000 people following you at that point, but you can't follow anyone else, okay, because you've maxed out that limit at 5,000. So what you need to do is unfollow the people who are not following you back. And this is one of the really neat features of Status Brew, is that if you go, let's go back here, go back to your main account, just go ahead and click on it. It's going to take you to your audience section up here. It says audience, and where you want to go is to the not following back section. Okay, it's right here, or in this drop down, it's right on top here. Okay, and so this is going to show you everybody that you have followed that is not following you back yet. What we want to do is use these filters, because if we just followed them, we don't want to unfollow them right away. Okay, we want to give them at least a few days to follow us back. So we typically set this filter at about 3 to 5 days. Okay, I'm going to set ours at 5. Okay, so what this does is it gives people at least 5 days to follow us back, and anyone who has not followed us back within 5 days is going to show up on this list. And again, with this macro enabled, all I'm going to do is I'm just going to hold down my mouse button and just clear out this list. Just clear out the entire list. Again, this is going to save you, if you have a 20% follow back rating, this is going to save you 800 clicks per day per account. I mean, this is, and there's no, Twitter doesn't throttle you or set any limits on the number of people that you unfollow. So you can just keep going and going and going with this until they're all cleared out. Okay, that's why this macro, using these automated macros is so, it's such a time saver, super ninja, super. Get your nunchucks out, because my gosh, This is okay. So right. Okay. So you get the point. So your daily method of operations. Okay. What you're going to do is you're usually going to, as soon as you log in, let's say you've done this for a few days, the first thing you're going to do is come to the not following back section, because you want to clear out space in your followers list so that you can follow more people. So this is the first thing that you'll do every day when you log into Twitter, into Status Brew. Okay. Just clear out, set your filter to 5 days, 3 or 5 days. Okay. And clear out this list. Okay, so that you have at least 1,000, so that you can follow at least another 1,000 people with that account. Then, after you've unfollowed everybody that you need to unfollow, choose your source account. So I'm going to go back to Ray Higdon. Choose the account that you're going to build. Okay, it's going to default to mutual follow back. So what you want to go to is all followers. You're going to load that, and then you go over here to the filter that you saved. Click on it. It's going to load the filter, and then just do your following, right? Okay, watch your counter up here, because it'll only let you go 120 before it makes you take a break, remember? And just do that over and over, okay? Every day takes us, like I said, 3 accounts with this macro takes us half an hour. And, we get anywhere between, sometimes on the very low end, we get 50 followers per day. On the higher end, we get 300 per day. On a monthly average, we can gain anywhere from, on the low end, 1,500 followers per month. On the high end, we have 4,500 new followers every month per account. Okay.
Do you want to show the tags?
Right. Okay.
Before they follow, they need to turn them on.
Right. So this is, again, we're starting at the basics, and we're giving you some more to chew on here. So the other thing that you have to keep in mind, that not every source account is equal. Okay. So for example, I'm following Ray Higdon here. Ray Higdon's audience may give me, say, a 5% follow back rating. Okay, so for every 100 people that I follow from Ray Higdon's followers, only 5 of them may follow me back. Okay, but on someone else's account, let's say Eric Worry's account, for every 100 people that I follow, I may get 10 people that follow me back. Okay, so that's a 10% follow back rating. The way that you figure that out is with your tags. Okay, where is it? Okay, I got to go back to my account.
Yeah.
So where you see your tags is you go back into your own account. Okay, make sure that you are looking at your own account, and then you click tags right here. And I'm not going to show you this because I don't want to see you. You got to figure this out for yourself. I'm not giving you absolutely everything. You got to do some work for yourself. Figure out which accounts are giving you the best follow back rate. Because seriously, I've seen people that get almost a 0% follow back rating for some of their source accounts.
And if you're finding that you're stuck on a number, like you just don't seem to be growing very fast, this is generally the problem, is that you're following accounts that just aren't following you back.
Right, exactly. And so using these tags is the way. And so you can see this is where you see the tag. So every time I follow somebody, Status Brew automatically applies these tags. And the setting for that is if you go up into your in your upper left-hand corner, just go to the automate section, okay? And then at the very bottom, there is an auto tag feature, okay? Just select this and it'll automatically tag anyone that you follow from any data source, okay? And so that's what enables these tags. You have some accounts that only give you a 2 or 3% follow back rating. Others will give you up to 30 or 40%, okay? And over the course of a week, that's huge. That's thousands. Over the course of a month, that's thousands of followers difference that you're going to have between those two. So you need to tag these people, figure out which source accounts are giving you the best follow back rating. Again, that's the difference between getting 1 or 2 leads per day on Twitter versus 10, 15, 30 plus leads per day, is by tracking all this stuff, figuring out what works and what doesn't, and is always improving upon that. Okay, always looking for the better source account. Super ninja. You said get your nunchucks, get 2 of them. Because you are, oh, wow.
Okay, keep moving on.
All right. All right, so next, let's talk more about this automate feature. Okay, so that's how you're going to grow your audience. Okay, that's the people that are going to see your tweets. The more you do this, do this every day. Unfollow and follow 1,000 people every single day, and you will have new eyes on your content like crazy. Okay, that's how we get almost 6,000 page views on our blog every single month. Without SEO, is because we're doing this every single day. New followers every single day. Now, the other part of this, okay, is that Status Brew will also allow you to send out a welcome direct message to all of your new followers. Okay, and so you can use this to generate leads, or you can use this to drive traffic. We've done it for both. Right now, we have it set up to generate leads for us because we're sending them to a capture page. Okay, this is the exact same one that you saw before. This is where it's sending them, is to our capture page right here for our social media domination course. Okay, totally free. Oops, where am I at here? But what I'm doing here is what am I doing? I'm split testing these. Okay, you'll notice that each one of these links is slightly different. Okay, I have www1, www2, www3. Each one is a tracking link. And so what I'm doing is I'm tracking how many clicks each one of these direct messages will get. And so what I do is that, say at the end of the week, I look at these 3 tracking links and figure out which message got the most clicks. And it's by doing that week after week and continually split testing these that I figure out, how to get the most clicks and how to get the most traffic to my capture pages. Again, that's the difference between 1 or 2 leads a day versus 30 plus leads per day. Is by doing this thing over and over and figuring out what works. Okay, and this changes. And so, if you're a member of MLSP, this is I'm going to show you exactly how I do this. Okay. The first thing you need to do is go into your my websites and system campaigns and find the system campaign that you want to promote. Okay, I mean we have our own thing, but we started with this. This is Adam Chandler's training here. This is a really good one. Okay, this is one that I know a lot of people have used. And so what you want to do is grab your link for it. Okay, click right here to grab your link, and this is the link you want to grab as your first link. Okay, just copy that. Right click, copy. Okay, and if you want to see the page for that, you just click the magnifying glass. This is what it looked like. Okay. The next place you want to go is to My Content, and then go to Custom Links. Oops, I'm going to log in again. All right. All right, so next place you're going to go is My Custom Links. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to click Add New Custom Link, and I'm going to call this Demo 1, sub PD1, page title, get 4 million people to see your tweets. URL, I'm going to paste in that URL that I just copied, and I'm also going to track this. Okay, I'm going to use a little tracking tag at the end of this so that when people show up in my CRM, I know exactly where they came from. Again, track everything. This is how you figure out what works. So to add a tracking tag to this, all you do is you click, or is you type $T equals, okay? $T equals, and then anything after that is going to be the tag that MLSP applies to that person in your CRM. Okay, so I'm going to call this Todd Demo 1, just like that. And then if I wanted, I would, let's see, what I would do is I would take the direct message that I'm using and just copy it in there. Copy here, and where did I go? Paste it in there. Okay, that way I kind of, I can see what it's doing here in MLSP. Forward masking, I do not need. Enable link share, I don't need. So I'm just going to click Add New Custom Link. And then, oops, I need to, what did I call that? Todd Demo 1. Where did it go? There we go. Okay. So I'm going to edit that again. I'm going to grab this exact same link, and I'm going to create a new one. I'm going to call this Todd Demo 2, sub PD2, title, get many people to see your tweets, URL. I'm going to paste it in there again. Again, I'm going to use the tracking tag, $T equals, and I'm going to change that to a 2, Todd Demo 2. Okay, anyone that becomes a lead from this is going to show up in my CRM as Todd Demo 2. And that way I know which one is actually converting at a better rate as well. And so what I'll do is grab my next Twitter message, copy, paste it. Okay, I'm going to leave all those blank and then add new custom link. Okay. Okay. So now I've got 2 links going to the exact same place that are in 2 different custom links, tracking links. Okay. So what I need to do now, on demo 1, Todd demo 2, if I click this little icon here, that actually shows me the custom link that I want to add. So I'm going to click copy here, copy this, and then I'm going to go back to status brew and then add that link at the end of my direct message. Okay. Oops. I goofed up. Where'd it go? Todd demo 1. Copy. Paste. Okay, so there's my tracking link. And then I'm going to do the exact same thing for the next one. Okay. Todd demo 2. Click here. Copy. Close that. Paste it into my second direct message. Okay. And then again, what you're doing here is you're creating a direct message. So this one says, if you've done everything your sponsor and upline have told you to do and still not getting results, this retraining will help. Okay. There's link 1. The second one, if you want to know how we got 21 signups in the past 30 days, this free training reveals our strategy. Here's our tracking link 2. Okay. And if you want to add more like we have, you just create another tracking link right there and just add another one. And so what we're doing is we're split testing these. And over the course of a week or so, what you want to do is go back and look at them. And here's the ones I have currently set up right now. Twitter DM 1, 2, and 3. And I can see that Twitter DM 1 has gotten 67 clicks. Twitter DM 2 has gotten 65 clicks. And Twitter DM 3 has gotten 71 clicks. And so that's what I know. But I can go back in here and say, okay, so the one that's obviously performing the best is this one here, Twitter DM 3. And they're all kind of close. Sometimes it's not even close, but this is actually kind of close. But I know that this one is outperforming the others. So that way I can go back into here and say, okay, this is the message that people are responding to. Okay, because this is the one that's getting the most clicks. And so I can delete out these others and start a new split test. Keep this one and then create 1 or 2 more direct messages to split test against and just continually improve upon this. Right? That's, again, difference between 1 or 2 leads per day versus 30 plus is that you're tracking all of this stuff and always improving on it. Okay. Now, like we're doing here, you can use this to directly generate leads. Okay. And so if we're really giving a big push to generate leads, this is what we do is we set all of our direct messages to send people to capture pages like this. Okay. And we just generate leads all day with this. We always have a phone number too. This is 30 plus leads per day with a phone number. Okay, that's the other thing. It's not just name and email. It's name, email, and phone number. And to get there, you need to do this tracking stuff. Okay, you need to do the tracking.
Right. So one thing, because I know this gets pretty detailed for a lot of folks that are newbies, right? Does this mean you have to set up all your tracking before you take any action with Twitter?
Nope.
No. Does this mean that you have to have 300 tweets loaded into Social Oomph before you take action with Twitter? No.
No.
Right? You get the framework in place, turn it on, start working it, turn it on and start growing your audience, and then continue to build on it one layer at a time.
Exactly. I mentioned before, this took us 6 months to implement every single thing that you see here. Don't expect that you're going to do this all in one weekend. Okay, don't expect that you're going to do this all even in 1 month. Okay, it takes time. It took us 6 months. But when you do it and when you track everything and you continually improve upon it, man, it's just gold. Like I said, Twitter traffic machine.
That's right. It's okay if you have to watch this a few times. That's totally fine. And that's why we have the training library. That's why we have these things in the back office. We wanted to give it all to you in one fell swoop. So from beginning to end, you can just crush it on Twitter. But that does mean that we have to cover a lot, which means that you may have to watch the replay.
Right. Okay. So like I said, right now we're using this specifically just to generate leads, but you can also use this to get views for your YouTube videos, exactly. Which is something that we've done. And the reason why you want to do that is to help them rank.
Right.
Okay, and let me show you something really cool here because we don't have a lot of YouTube videos out here, and here. Okay, so let me show you this. If I type in MLM leads, we are the #2 overall video for that keyword. It's one of the most competitive keywords, the most profitable keywords in the entire industry, MLM leads. And we are ranking #2 overall for that keyword, as well as other ones like MLM lead generation, network marketing leads. We're right at the top there for all of those with this video. One of the big reasons we were able to get there, and I mean, this is not really a very good video. I mean, when I went back and watched it, I mean, we sound super scripted.
Oh, it was on the beginning. Yeah. You get better with that video over time.
Yeah, so that's one of the dangers here is that if you do this when you're doing YouTube and you're not that good at YouTube, you're going to rank some stuff that's not that great.
But we definitely aren't taking it down because it's working.
Exactly. It's still generating leads for us.
It means that they're going to see a later video from us and be like, wow, they've really grown.
Yeah, definitely. But look at this. We've got over 2,000 views on this. The first 1,000 views from this to help it to get where it is right now, the first 1,000 views came from using this direct message because all we did is we said, hey, thank you for the follow. Just thought you might like to check out our latest video on how to generate leads online. And then we put a link for this video in here. And over the course of a few months, views on this, and it was just slowly, crawling up the rankings until it finally hit here on number 2 overall for, like I said, one of the most profitable and competitive keywords in the entire industry. Okay, I mean, who else? I mean, look at the other people up here. Lisa Torres. These guys are all stars. These are guys who are beating us in the leaderboards. Justice Egan.
And people have been around for a very long time.
Todd Falcone. Yeah, look at that. 4 years ago. I mean, we ranked this in a matter of 3 months up here. It's 6 months ago now, but it was up here, within 3 months because we did this.
Right. And we actually kept our lead magnet in here for our training guys, but this is something that we'll be doing for the rest of our vacation. Because guess what? We don't actually want to generate a whole lot of leads this week because I'm not working the phones to call everybody. Right? So say it's Christmas time or say you're going on vacation or whatever, switch this over to promote one of your YouTube videos and just drive traffic to that. Right?
Exactly. Yeah. This is free organic traffic. I mean, these are real views. These are people that leave real comments, that give you real likes on your videos.
Right.
It is, I mean, when you have 3 accounts, you're following 1,000 people every day with each account, you're getting a 20-30% follow back rating, and you've got a direct message that is doing well, that people are responding to. You're going to get clicks like crazy. You're going to get traffic like crazy to your YouTube videos, and they're going to rank. I mean, and this is so cool. This is so cool. The other thing, okay, we also are able to get a bunch of subscribers to our YouTube channel by using this welcome tweet function. Okay, right here. So basically what happens is that anytime someone follows us, Status Brew will automatically send a welcome tweet to them to say hi. And so what do we use this for? Okay, let me show you what this looks like. So our welcome tweet, we actually created a specific video to welcome our Twitter followers. So
unlisted.
Unlisted, okay, because we don't want this to show up in search. Yep. But basically all it is we're saying, okay, actually let me go to YouTube. Oops, stop. Okay. So all this is doing is it's saying.
Just creased it on a better picture.
Hold on, okay. Okay, there you go. That is perfect. All right, so I mean, you look at this. We've got 2,300 views on this. Okay, I don't know who didn't like this. That sucks, but whatever. I mean, this thing, and we've got there we go, 700 subscribers. Almost every single one of our subscribers came from this welcome tweet. Okay, because what we do is we say, hey, thank you for following us. Just created a short video for you to say hi. Basically 10 variations of that, and and again, we're using a tracking link so we know how many people are clicking on it. We just put the same video link in every single one. Okay, and all we do with this video is we say, hey, thank you for following us on Twitter. And you can watch this. I mean, you can see what it says, but all we say is, hey, thank you for following us on Twitter. So glad that we could connect. If you don't know anything about us, we help network marketers to blah, 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 blah. If you want to stay updated on the latest training we have coming out here on YouTube, click the subscribe button and you'll be automatically notified every time we come out with a new video. Okay, and it works. I mean, 100 plus subscribers every month with this. Okay, I showed you the screenshot of that earlier, but 100 plus subscribers for free. I mean, real subscribers with a targeted audience. Okay, if you're following the right source account and you are, and you're applying your filters the right way and you're following 1,000. I mean, guys, this is so ninja. This is so cool, and this is something that wasn't even our idea. We got this from Mark Harbert.
Right. But it's worked like gangbusters. And why YouTube is awesome, because look, it just embeds in Twitter. So people love it. right? We get compliments on this all the time, how cool this is. Now, it is important when you have your welcome tweets in Status Brew, have a lot, have 10 plus variations on that same thing, because you don't want it to look super automated, because you're going to have times where a bunch of people are following you, and if you say the same thing every time, it just looks so fakey and automated. Yes, we automate, but we like to make it look like we don't automate.
Right. Yeah, right? I mean, you can tell we automate stuff, but I mean, it looks more authentic. Yeah. It's not so spammy. Oh, and here's the other one. You want to mention one user per tweet. Okay, I don't like fitting a ton of people into the same tweet. I like to personalize it, so that's why we use mention one user per tweet. Okay. So here's the other thing. I know a lot of people are using Facebook Live now. They want to grow their Facebook accounts, and that's the big hot thing right now. So you can actually use this and put a link for a Facebook video. I mean, we don't do this because we're building our YouTube account right now, but we do. Let's see, yeah, Nicolette. Nicolette is one of our coaching clients. She is doing. She's doing so. She makes like the best videos.
She's hilarious, guys. If you haven't followed her, she's funny.
Right, but she's one that has actually done this, and she is using her welcome tweet to send people to her Facebook page. Okay, to get subscribers to her YouTube page or YouTube Facebook page, because she does Facebook Lives regularly every single day. So let's see. Yeah, here. Grateful for the ad. So and so. Quick video to say hi. Video link. Okay, and Facebook videos don't embed in Twitter, but if you click this, it's just going to take you straight to. Oops, I got to log in. There we go. So if you watch this video, all she's going to tell you to do, I'm going to mute this. She's just going to tell you to, she just says, hey, this is Nicolette Moore from nicolettemore.com, and welcome to my Facebook page, blah, blah, blah. I help network marketers do this and this and this. Go ahead, and you can see her here on her tutorial. She's saying, click the like button, make sure that you click the see first button, and make sure your notifications are turned on, okay? And she's getting tons of likes on her fan page with this. This couple of days, and this is and
Barb Davies is another one of the gals that we work with, and she's actually she's gotten signups, like automated signups. Jennifer Gill got some automated signups through this. This stuff works.
Yeah, I mean, it's so cool. And the thing is, you want to keep these welcome tweets. You don't want to be really spammy with this. So we've seen people use capture pages in this, trying to send people directly to capture pages with their welcome tweets. And the thing is, that's public, okay? And the reason we don't want to send out a capture page in public is because, again, that's like an ad. So if you're sending out a capture page link on your public Twitter feed to everybody that's following you, and you're getting 200 plus followers per day, that looks like a lot of spam on your. So that's why we actually use a personalized type of video just to say hi and ask them to subscribe, okay? Because that's not as spammy. It's more content. It's adding more value rather than adding more advertisements on your Twitter feed. Okay. So, and that is. Was there anything else that we needed to go over?
Well, we've got some questions and stuff about getting shut down and warnings and things for automation.
Oh, right.
Okay, so we've taken some precautions for that, right? We've got different email accounts set up for all of them, right?
Yeah. Well, you need to use a different email account every time you open up a new Twitter page. The other thing I would do is definitely either don't put a phone number in your new accounts or use a different phone number. Because that is one thing that Twitter will look at and to find duplicate accounts that are tweeting the same stuff.
Right, and we have using Status Brew and growing our accounts. It is not unheard of to get locked out, but that just means you have to reset your password and keep going. So it's not the end of the world. You just reset it and go from there.
Right.
So one big thing is that when you're using something like Social Oomph, make sure that you have that one checkbox I pointed out, so that you're not sending the same content at the same time. That's going to flag you for sure.
Right.
So don't do that. So, we have maybe once a week or so we get an account locked and we just go unlock it and keep chugging, right?
Right, exactly.
So not a big deal. And we also had a question about, do people notice the same info being sent to multiple accounts? No, because you know why? Well, I'm sure maybe someone does. People in MLSP, I'm sure do, because they'll find us because they're doing similar things. But the general public, no, because we're actually targeting different audiences with each of the accounts.
Right.
We're using different source accounts on each of our accounts. We actually have a spreadsheet that we created so that we know, the Todd and Leah Ray account is going to follow these source accounts. The Leah Ray account is going to follow these source accounts, and the Todd Getz account is going to follow these source accounts. So we have creating different audiences with each of those accounts.
Right, and we keep that right here. Top secret Twitter strategy, just a spreadsheet. I'm definitely not going to show you though. That is top secret.
Yeah, so that has worked really well, and you're always growing your account, and so we have new eyes on our account all the time, and you need enough content in there that it doesn't. When you have hundreds of tweets in your rotation, and you don't have to start with that, but you want to get up to that point in social that you're just going to have so much content. People, are going to be checking in and out from time to time. And as long as you've got a good variety, they're not going to notice that it's all the same stuff, right? So one thing that you do want to do with your social, you distracted me. I forgot what I was saying.
Get back in the picture.
Okay, sorry, I was getting comfy. Oops. One thing that you want to do when you're setting up your Twitter rotation for your content is that the amount of content, the more tweets that you have in a queue reservoir, okay, the bigger that queue reservoir is, the more frequently it can send out. You're going to start running into errors if you have it sending out too frequently and you don't have enough content. Seeing those errors, that means you gotta either add more content or you need to increase your interval that you're working with. Okay, so it's sort of a game. You kind of find your sweet spot. It took us probably several weeks or a month before we really had social oomph flushed out, where we weren't getting errors and we had the right intervals set. Okay, so you're going to get errors where it's a duplicate. Okay, that means that you have not enough content or your frequency is too short. So you have to scale up one or the other. Okay, right. So you're going to keep fine tuning. And that's sort of a thing here with everything that we're doing. We're continually fine tuning and making our process better, either with our tags that we're using, with our custom links, with our content, all of it.
Yep. Yeah, and that's, like I said, that's why you use those tracking links, okay? Because you're tracking clicks on everything. Figure out what's working, figure out what's not working, cut out the stuff that's not working, right. Improve upon the stuff that's working, okay? Again, and I know I've said this multiple times, but that's the difference between someone who generates 1 or 2 leads per day with this strategy versus someone who can generate 30 plus leads per day with this strategy.
Right. So I'd say that for someone getting started brand new, start with 1 Twitter account, get the bare bones structure set up in Social Oomph and in Status Brew, get that up and running, work on growing that account. As you get more content created, you're able to increase or shorten your interval times, everything like that. Then you can actually add some more accounts into the mix and scale it up.
Right, absolutely. I'm still trying to think if I forgot anything. I think that's everything.
I think so.
Yeah.
Right. I think we're good.
Brian, anything else you want to hear from us?
Yes.
We went way over.
I want to know more about the gaming life of Todd and Leah. I had no idea the programming stuff. Oh my goodness, blown away, man.
Lord of the Rings Online.
Yeah, we're really nerdy, guys. Like we're really nerdy.
Yeah, you'll see Lord of the Rings stuff and references all over our blog posts and stuff. Yeah. But Lord of the Rings Online was like an online RPG that we used to play all the time after work.
Yeah. Like the ladies from work, we used to get together afterwards.
Oh man, that's awesome. Well, there's something I did not know, guys. Incredible training. My goodness, thank you so much. This was awesome. You guys went all over the place. That was just like a content bomb. That was awesome.
I know.
That was super cool. Thank you so much. So grateful. We are definitely going to make this into a system campaign. Hey, for the attendees who are with us here, would you guys want, and I don't know if Todd and Leah are available, but for this next Wednesday, what do you guys think about having them back and just maybe slinging a whole bunch of questions versus opening the queue tonight? I know they're on vacation. They've got some kids in bed. I kind of want them to enjoy. And it's a day or 2 before Thanksgiving. I'm not even sure if you guys Let me see. That's the 23rd. Are you guys good with that? Are you around? Would you be available for, yeah?
We'll be in town. Mm-hmm.
Cool, man. So we can get this, if we got this recording out to the whole database and then said, hey, come back and get access to these two for some questions and have you touch on a whole bunch of things.